Imagine sitting on a plane and realizing the man beside you has a bomb. Now imagine that same man hijacks the aircraft, takes $200,000 from the FBI, then jumps out of the plane at 10,000 feet into a violent storm and disappears forever. No body, no name, no proof he ever died. More than 50 years later, the FBI still doesn't know who he was. This is the mystery of D.B. Cooper. November 24th, 1971, the night before Thanksgiving, Northwest Orient Airlines Flight 305 prepares to leave Portland for Seattle. Just a normal 30-minute flight. 36 passengers on board, among them, a quiet man wearing a black suit and dark sunglasses. He buys a one-way ticket using the name Dan Cooper. Nobody notices him. Nobody remembers hearing him speak loudly, because everything about him felt normal, and that's exactly what made him dangerous. A few minutes after takeoff, he calls over a flight attendant named Florence Schaffner. Then he hands her a folded note. At first, she barely looks at it. She assumes it's a businessman flirting with her. But then the man leans closer and calmly whispers, "You'd better read it. I have a bomb." Instantly, everything changes. Florence slowly opens the note. Her hands begin shaking. She sits beside him as he quietly opens his briefcase. Inside, red cylinders, wires, a battery, a bomb. And somehow, the scariest part wasn't the weapon. It was how calm he looked. No panic, no anger, no shouting, just complete control. Then Cooper explains exactly what he wants. $200,000 in cash, 4 parachutes, and a fuel truck waiting in Seattle. If anything goes wrong, the bomb explodes. For the next hour, the plane continues flying normally, while passengers have absolutely no idea a hijacking is happening around them. Some are laughing, some are reading newspapers, completely unaware they could die at any moment. Meanwhile, Cooper casually orders a drink, pays for it, and even thanks the flight crew. Who does that during a hijacking? That's when investigators later realized this wasn't some desperate criminal. This man knew exactly what he was doing. When the plane lands in Seattle, the FBI agrees to every demand. The money arrives, the parachutes arrive, and Cooper releases every passenger safely. At that point, he could have escaped, but he doesn't. Instead, he orders the pilots back into the air. That decision changes this case forever. Cooper gives very specific instructions. Fly toward Mexico, keep the plane low, fly slowly, landing gear partially down. The pilots are confused. These weren't random demands, they were technical. Like Cooper understood airplanes better than most people on board. Outside, the weather becomes terrifying. Heavy rain slams the aircraft. Powerful winds shake the cabin. Below them, nothing but endless dark forests. Then suddenly, at around 8 p.m., a warning light flashes inside the cockpit. The rear staircase has been opened. Cold air screams through the plane. The crew looks back, and there he is, D.B. Cooper, standing alone near the open stairs, with a parachute strapped to his body and a bag full of cash tied to his waist. Then, without hesitation, he jumps straight into the storm and disappears into complete darkness. The plane lands safely minutes later, but Cooper is gone. No parachute, no body, no footprints, nothing. It's as if he vanished into thin air. The FBI launches one of the largest investigations in American history. Agents search forests, rivers, mountains. Weeks turn into months. Months turn into years. Still nothing. And the deeper investigators looked, the stranger the mystery became, because surviving that jump should have been impossible. It was freezing outside. Visibility was near zero, and Cooper jumped into dangerous wilderness at night. Most experts believed he died instantly, but then, 9 years later, a young boy digging near a riverbank discovers something shocking. Rotting bundles of cash. The serial numbers match the ransom money. It belonged to Cooper, but only part of the money was there. The rest was missing forever, which created an even more terrifying possibility. What if D.B. Cooper survived? What if he escaped that night and quietly lived the rest of his life like a normal person? Over the years, the FBI investigated hundreds of suspects, ex-paratroopers, military veterans, professional criminals, but nobody could ever be proven guilty. And eventually, after 45 years, the FBI officially gave up. Think about that. A man hijacked a plane, outsmarted the government, jumped into a storm carrying stolen money, and was never seen again. No answer, no ending, just a mystery that refuses to die.